Because never has a show ever hired a host that couldn't read.
Oh
Wait,
my God. That's what you were cooking?
So right.
That's
No,
what you were cooking the whole time?
We need to talk about this. Because honestly, when we started filming it, I got really worried when they finally gave me like the important stuff of like, okay, now for members only. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh.
Why are you doing that?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime with Smosh.
Everyone clicked away.
No, they didn't. No, everyone's ears perked up. They were scrolling through YouTube, and then they were like, hold on, wait a minute. Did that guy just do what I thought he just did?
What did you even do? I wish, I mean, out of the corner of my
Dude,
eye.
I don't even know, and that's the mystery.
Oh,
That's
I'm
why
just going to have to
people-
watch the episode
to go
find
back.
out.
That's why people want to find out. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime with Smosh. Today, we have our resident Italian in the building, Angela
Say my last name.
Giratana.
You did it.
Eh.
Wait, that's your last name?
What?
I thought it was Giaratana.
You're kidding.
See?
Giratana.
Here's the thing. You actually can't say it wrong. Giratana.
Giaratana?
Yeah.
No,
those
that's
are all,
just wrong. That's just wrong.
That just sounds like a disease.
I feel like
Yeah.
a bad friend.
Giratana.
There you go.
I've heard that the best way to speak Italian is to like speak it as racistly as possible.
Okay. Who told you that?
Well,
Okay.
like
Great
Racistly?
start.
well, you know what I mean, like as like a
Stereotypical.
as stereotypical.
Yeah,
I
just
think
like
the word
balls
you're
to
looking
the
for is
walls.
stereotypical.
Yeah. Okay. But I like creating this new word.
Racistly?
Racistly. Yeah.
That's
So,
not going to
like-
stick.
So like you know. So
Yeah,
it's just
no, for
like-
sure. I am Italian, but it's very American Italian. So I don't know if I'm a resident Italian, but
Does your family
take it.
speak stereotypically like da ba da da ba da da, that kind of
No.
cadence?
my dad speaks Italian to my grandmother, but my mom no.
Are we talking about the language or accent?
We're talking about the language.
Okay.
But I feel like, and I'm.
Oh, we speak the accent.
I didn't know.
I feel like I'm probably wrong here, but I feel like American Italian has their own accent that is
100%.
entirely separate from an Italian accent.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Like I grew up, my grandma says like versions of Italian that aren't. Like she said she grew up, I thought she'd say, pass me my pocketbuco. And I thought
Pocketbook?
Italian was
Yeah.
pocketbuco.
Yeah.
And then I was like, pocketbook?
Yeah.
And she's just
Oh.
adding an accent to a lot of what she's saying.
And there's just like, because I've been around like.
Ice cremo is what she would say.
Ice cremo?
Ice cremo.
That's ice cream?
And I was like, you mean gelato?
Well,
Okay.
Oh, we're losing them. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being around some Italian Americans, and
When?
we were at a restaurant. I'm not going to tell you when.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Got it.
And we were at a restaurant, and they ordered calamari.
I was going to guess that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're like calamari, and I was like, huh?
I thought they usually added extra
Yeah.
vowels.
Yeah,
This
they're
time they took
taking
some
away.
away.
No,
But
I
is that
think that's
even?
what
But
they
is
Don't
that
take
even?
away our vowel.
But I think that's what they say in Jersey Shore is calamar.
Yeah, calamari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabs are here.
Yeah.
So I don't
So
know.
anyway, we kidnapped an Italian.
Yeah.
So fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming into our kidnapping warehouse.
Yeah.
That's right. And
Very well lit in
This is our
here.
warehouse.
And being
Yeah.
lunchtime, we have brought some food.
Well, we didn't bring the food.
That's true. We don't know what is under this cloche.
Our only
It's going to
clue
make sense.
is that it's warm.
It's a feast.
warm.
You should reveal. It's a feast.
You want to
It's an
reveal it?
Italian feast.
It's a feast.
Should we count down for the reveal?
Yeah.
In Italian?
Yeah, I totally know how to count down.
Trace.
Just add.
I feel like
Right.
it's like a trece,
What is it? Do you know how to count down? to Italian?
dolce,
I want to see him do it.
Did you say dolce?
dolce,
Dolce.
Gabbana.
And-
Gabbana.
Tiramisu.
tiramisù, uno, c'ero. Ta-da!
Ew, it's so small.
Oh, it's like made for a little kid.
And we all get to share
That's
it.
not the first time Ian's
We all
heard
get to
that.
share it.
Erin's such a f***ing freak.
Thank
there's,
you.
There's
Wait.
there's condensation on these forks.
Wait, so it's just a teeny tiny bowl of spaghetti?
And it's vegan and gluten free.
Wow, that's so thoughtful.
That's the most we
Wow.
could find.
Look at that.
Wow.
I like how it's like formed into one solid.
Don't
It's
drop
such a
it.
mass
That's all
that
we
you
have.
You can't even drop it.
That's all we have.
Oh, this is all we have. This is what we'll
Ooh,
survive
it actually kind of smells good.
on. All right.
Might
You know
give
what?
me a fork.
Yes,
Oh,
here,
God.
please, please,
Oh,
please.
wait.
Thank you. Well, I don't want to.
Oh, you're going to feed me?
No, I'm giving.
Here.
Here comes the airplane.
Here comes the airplane.
Wait, this is so romantic of us four.
I'm so scared it's going to drop on our
Here we go.
kidnapping floor.
Did you guys know
Oh,
my
you dropped it on our kidnapping floor.
Angela,
This is our floor for kidnapping.
you got food on the floor on set.
Oh,
That's coming out of your paycheck, bruh.
dude.
Okay, why did
Cheers.
I wear white today? Gosh. dang.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers is going to knock it all on the ground.
Hey, everyone.
We're in Europe.
Oh, guys, we're
Yes.
being friends.
Hey, first a bite. Oh.
Okay, that actually slaps.
That is,
kind of
that is actually pretty
slaps.
good.
Oh,
That's pretty good, but
that's
why
good.
is it so slimy?
Mm.
Doesn't it like taste kind of slimy?
It's
No.
fucking
I
spaghetti.
think it's just the condensation because it's been under that little guy. This is actually pretty good.
Did you
so
guys know
scared.
growing up my dream was to be Italian?
What?
What?
Because my cousins, like their dad was Italian.
Your dream wasn't to be a vampire?
No, it was to be Italian. Because like it just seemed like they had really good family like values and they had cool they had better food.
That is true.
So
I
like
do
I
get- I
really
do
wanted to like
understand that now.
marry an Italian.
Was
so
there,
that
like,
I
a
could
cool
be
Because
Italian
you come from an Irish
my
background.
family. Yeah.
And my only experience with food in Ireland was when I stopped through in the airport,
It's really bad.
and I had by far the worst
Yeah.
burger of my life. I'm
Well,
quite
don't
sure.
get a burger
I'm
in
quite
Ireland.
well. It was an
You got
airport
American food.
It was an airport restaurant. What do you think they got there?
That's
You got American food in
So-
Ireland, and then you're saying that Irish food is
yeah, you
bad?
should have got like potatoes.
Anyway, I got a burger, and it is by far the worst burger I
Yeah, it's
ever
pretty
had.
bad.
I'm quite sure they boiled the patty.
They probably did.
That's
The-
sick,
The
dude.
patty was gray.
Yeah.
So it was just a McDonald's patty?
That's why I wanted to be
was-
Italian.
Wild, man.
The energy in here is crazy. I feel like I'm in a really well-lit ransom video.
That's actually what
Just chewing on al dente, gluten-free, vegan noodles.
These are good.
Salud.
I would be eating more, but the bowl's next to Ian. Have it, bro.
Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah,
You know,
Feed it to him.
that'll get the clicks.
There you go.
Feed him vegan spaghetti.
here, hold the
That's
bowl
not
for
me.
me.
Feeding him.
We meant like
Hold,
Yeah.
Hold the bowl. He'll hold the bowl for me. We'll meet halfway.
Wow.
it is weird that spaghetti is so sloppy,
It
and
is.
it's like a romance food
Thanks
Is
for
it?
holding my bowl for me.
because of the cat and the
When
dog. The dogs.
Those are both
Spaghetti
dogs.
hits
Lady
your
of the Tramp.
eye while I feed my Smosh guy.
Don't sing that. We're gonna get claimed.
That is really
get-
quite good.
It's really
Gonna get
good.
claimed by the Italian government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do think we should reveal the second food because I'm scared it will
Oh
go
God,
bad,
there's a second one.
and it does tie in to something. And I think when I reveal it, it'll make sense.
Wait, do you want to take a guess?
Calamar.
I'm gonna guess.
No?
I'm gonna guess it's live chicken.
Please be it like a charcuterie board.
How would I have a live chicken in this?
Well, you're afraid.
We're
you're
not
afraid
allowed
it's
to
gonna
have
go. You're
live
afraid it's gonna go
animals.
bad because there's no breathing holes poked in that close.
Or because it's raw.
yeah, most live chickens are raw.
Is it fucking fish?
I don't think this was. Oh, don't step on the
Next
spaghetti.
to the spaghetti.
This you did not really plan this
Okay.
out well, did you?
Okay, on the count of three, everyone say Bit City.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3.
Bit City.
Oh, is that just...
I got a whiff of it.
Please tell me that's not vegan so I don't have to eat it.
We have crackers for you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
shrimp.
Oh, okay. It's looking pretty
This is disgusting.
He gets it.
Looking
Guys,
pretty
Dig in.
Ooh. Ooh.
You just got this for yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, it ties into the show. Perfect.
Because you're like
And why do you think it ties into the show? Because you wanted to do
I
that.
get crackers.
Yeah, you can dip your crackers in the cocktail sauce.
I see you guys just so excited.
Eat a shrimp. Support our new show.
I'll do that in any other way.
This is actually really heavy and my arm is shaking.
Here, I'll just hold
Thank you.
it. I think it's like the blue ring it's holding in. It looks like these have lived there forever.
yeah. It's also kind of crazy to think like they created this tray to specifically hold this
Yeah,
size
right?
shrimp.
100%.
Like, did they just throw out all the shrimp that didn't fit this like perfect size of tray?
I think they were staring at them and waiting until the shrimp got exactly that size. Like, oh, kill him, kill him, kill him.
Yeah, they just snatch them.
Yeah.
What's your thing with shrimp, though?
Bro, have
Like-
you ever seen a shrimp without have you ever seen a shrimp? like,
Yeah.
Real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
They're crazy looking.
Shut up. They're
Creepy.
beautiful and they're cute.
Can
and
you
they're
see
hunky.
the poop in their body? Because
Sometimes.
you know how you can see their poop
Yes!
inside their body.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do they die and then get curved?
No.
No, that's a great question.
Like,
They do?
does the curve come first? You know what I'm?
It comes from cooking it.
I thought they were always arched.
No.
Or I guess it's.
No, they're like
They're always like this when
They're
they're swimming.
always arching
They're like
their
little-
back. No wonder they're see.
Isn't that how they swim though? Is they like
Ew.
arch?
Look at Erin's fucking little. I don't want to hold them.
You literally told me you were starving.
Yes, not for this fucking shit.
I'll hide them. I'll put
So,
them away. Those are mine.
you just grab them with your bare hands and just fist them
Everyone
like that?
eats shrimp. It's not
No,
weird.
I think you have to talk about it. You have a weird thing.
Why are you just holding on to a wad
to be
of shrimp
polite. Angela didn't
in
want to
your
look at it.
fist?
I'm being
You
polite.
legit have a shrimp tattoo, don't you?
I do.
That's how much This how much this woman loves.
And
I
you
love
don't even
shrimp.
know how shrimp work.
Do I love shrimp or do I love a good bit?
No,
Let's-
you
let's
also
really break it
love
down.
shrimp. I went to a restaurant with Erin and we all got meals like adults.
Yeah.
And Erin got a bowl of shrimp. Like
Shut
they
up.
put it in a cup.
No, it was a shrimp
put it
cocktail and
in a
it's
cup.
so good. It's so good.
Wait,
Yeah,
what makes that not adult? She's eating little critters. That sounds pretty adult.
I think it was just like the same food. You know what I mean? Like kids eat like one food for the whole meal. There was
I
no
see.
variation.
Aaron was eating only sushi for like
Still am.
Yeah.
But there's variation in the sushi.
Actually, I haven't had sushi in like 3 weeks because I've been
probably
sick.
good. You got to get those mercury levels lower.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank
Oh, we got a
you,
yeet bucket.
James.
We got a
Thank you,
yeet
James.
bucket on set.
well, if
Okay.
you guys don't want the shrimp,
no,
I'll
thank
take
you.
it back.
So sorry.
I'm just, it's the morning.
Uh,
I'm not
It's
really
almost
like a
lunchtime.
morning shrimp kind of person.
The cocktail sauce, not very good.
what? You don't
At
like
least not,
tomatoes?
not with these crackers.
What's the difference between cocktail
Not
sauce
with
and
these
marinara?
crackers. You know what I mean.
I was literally just gonna make a cracker joke.
Do you
You
want
beat me to it.
Their sea salt flavor.
I would prefer the shrimp.
They match the theme of the sea.
The sea.
Sea.
Okay, talk about Bit City now, guys.
What a wild
oh, shit.
show.
Yo, Bit City. When did that already?
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's almost been a week. Y'all have been sitting and marinating in that newest Bit City.
Yeah, Bit City is kind of a culmination, I feel, of everything that Smosh has been doing really well all in one place. I feel like
Whoa.
it was inspired by partially the live sitcom that Shane pitched, and it took a lot of those good ideas, took the commercials and the bits and that. And this, I feel like, is the perfect way for us to highlight everyone's strengths in the entire cast.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was trying to think. I feel like you kind of nailed it. We wanted a show where everyone could shine and everyone could be a part of it, and for it to feel like it wasn't too separate from Smosh Pit and Smosh Games.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like to watch, Try Not to Laugh, and then go over and watch New Bit City.
Yeah, so it's a variety show with Angela hosting along with Chance,
Mhm.
and it gives us the freedom to do sketches and also to even go back and do some of the things that Smosh has done really well, like reunions, but not have the pressure of it needing to hold the weight of a full episode. We get to do shorter, more concise bits. And if they do really well, then it's like, oh, who knows? Maybe there's room for us to do even more of that later. So I think this is the perfect vessel for us to just kind of try out everything that Smosh does well.
And I think it's like we were putting so much time and effort into like a 4-minute video,
Yeah.
and we're just like, I think we could be better with this.
yeah.
So being able to take these sketch concepts and find a way to turn this thing into like a 30-40 minute long show,
yeah.
I feel like it's a better use of everyone's time, and it's giving y'all at home a fun thing to just like sit down and watch. So you're not like the kind of videos that I watch like nowadays, like if it's like under 5 minutes, I'm like, I think I'll watch like this 20-minute like video
Yeah.
instead. Like for some reason now when I'm watching YouTube, I'm more attracted to longer videos. So yeah, I mean this makes sense to me to make like longer form videos. It's better for us, and it's better I think for the audience, or at least for me.
I think also people don't realize that it would take like 12 hours to shoot a sketch.
No,
Yeah.
and that's a huge part of it too.
Yes. And because it's so scripted, like there wasn't a lot of room for you guys to like improvise because we had like a certain amount of time to shoot, and you guys love like playing and like improvising with each other, and like sketches just weren't a great way to do that, and like the time behind it, even like writing, like you guys would have to like write for days, and it's just like it wasn't the best use of everyone's time, I feel like.
Right.
And that's my favorite part. And that's my favorite part. Sorry, I had something.
You got cracker
sea
throat?
salt.
It was the whatever that dip was, not sitting right with me.
Cocktail sauce.
That cocktail in my throat right in the morning, not too good. I feel like, yeah, that's what I love about Smosh Pit and Smosh Games and Smosh Cast. This channel, I love the improvised element, like feeling like you're watching people come up with stuff on the spot makes it so much more endearing and funny and relatable. I feel like sketch comedy worked in the earliest days of YouTube because that's what people were used to seeing on TV, and it was kind of counterculture to what people were seeing on TV.
Right.
But I feel like the landscape of YouTube in general has changed to be a lot more casual and fun rather than so like scripted and pointed.
Right.
That I feel like this gives us a chance to kind of merge the best of all worlds.
Yeah.
I think that even goes for like other platforms too, because like even like on TikTok, I noticed I was doing like heavy characters a long time ago,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't do as well as me just like playing somebody grounded near to myself.
Yeah.
Like when I put a wig on, it was just like, that's too much. And I think
Yeah.
people just like the realness of
Yeah.
connecting to people.
Yeah.
And I
just, like,
and I
hanging
think
out.
like they want to see us have fun.
Right.
Just like, you know, like you're saying with Smosh Pit and Smosh Games, like so much of it is like believing that, you know, the people that you're watching are enjoying what they're doing. And with the sketches, it's like work to get that stuff done. And obviously like Bit City is also a lot of work for a lot of people. But I think there's more fun in the moment that's getting captured on the camera. Whereas with sketches, it's like, you know, we have an idea of something and we're putting like part of the fun and the challenge of it is putting together a sketch that works. But then once you're like on camera, then the focus is like, okay, let's get it right. Let's, you know, get what we had in our heads and on the paper onto the screen. And like sometimes that's not always necessarily fun in the moment because it's like, okay, we have to get it this way.
Yeah.
So I think like this Bit City allows us to be looser. Still, we have like scripts for some of these
Right,
things,
Yeah.
but it is looser and allows for more improvisation and fun.
Yeah.
It's like what's so special about when we're doing TNTL and you're playing a character, but I'm going out there, and then it happened with Monster Sitcom too, where it's like, oh, people are crungle, right? But then we're still kind of laughing at each other, and we're inviting the audience. We're kind of breaking the fourth wall, but also still playing a character.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about doing some of the sketches that you had me on for. It would be inappropriate for me to play that detective and then be like, how stupid is this? And then go back into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then there's something about that I think invites the audience in to be like, look, I'm wearing a wig. I'm being a detective.
Yeah, it's almost like they're not taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you can't really do in the same way in
Yeah.
traditional sketch format. And also for me, a big part, I feel, was coming into Smosh again. I didn't really know the inner workings of the way that all the production actually was handled. And seeing the way that the production here is so efficient with games and Pit, because so much of it is about the personalities on screen and seeing just the fun dynamics unfold naturally, it kind of became apparent to me that this is so much work for these sketches, and we're not even capturing some of the elements that I feel make Smosh so special. And then on the production side of it is also easier. And I feel like because the production is easier to, like make a 40-minute episode of something on Smosh Games, for example, and that being so much easier than like a 4-minute sketch.
Right.
I feel like it comes through just in the way that it feels just producing it, and you could kind of feel that watching. It's like, oh, this is a lot more fun, and it's not so serious.
I think also something I love about Bit City and why we were more interested in doing like a variety show versus exploring like one format, like bringing back Reunion in its entirety. Instead of doing that, instead of putting it in like a show with other things, it allows cast to play so many more characters and do so much more comedy in one episode versus if it was like concentrated to one specific format.
And I feel like a lot of people here, you know, when we were taking like sketch ideas and stuff, like the issue with like being funny and being able to like write a good sketch is like you can have like one little bit that's really funny,
Right.
but you can't stretch it out into a sketch.
No.
And I think this is like a better format where like, you know, I feel like Shane is kind of like, he's kind of like a one line master where he's like, okay, I got the stupid idea, blank, blank. And it's like, that's really funny. Can't really make that a sketch because that's like, that's a 30-second joke.
Right.
100%.
But with Bit City, it's like, it's perfect for that. Like,
It allows us to like string all those 30-second jokes together.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Or, you know, with these things we kind of call like the pre-tapes or the commercials, the little sort of like bits in between the sort of like longer sections in Bit City, like it allows for those kind of like silly little things to have a place in Bit City.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. It's so hard taking something that makes you genuinely laugh and making it 5 pages.
Yeah.
It is actually so hard, and people don't realize it.
And like by the end of it, you're like, is this even funny anymore?
Because it expires.
Yeah.
It's truly like if you were to cook a meal and like have it sit out for a long time.
Right.
And it's so hard. That's why I think like people love SNL. Yeah. People love SNL because it's so fast and they just wrote it and it's quick. But like if you
But
sit
even
on it for a
then,
long
like,
time,
Even then with SNL, like, I mean,
gets-
whenever it's like longer than 3 minutes, you're like, okay, like,
Yeah, I
must
feel like
be
so often when I'm
over.
watching those, I'm like, this could have ended a while ago.
Yeah.
This-
And I guarantee you, like, those writers agree.
yeah.
Like, they're like, yeah, dude, but, you
But
know,
they
we
have to
got to
fill out
stretch
the
this
time
out
slot.
into a
Right.
90-minute show. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, Erin, can you get into the creation of the
Sure.
show?
Sure. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing when we were talking about bringing the ensemble back onto the main channel was trying to find like a format that could utilize everyone's strengths to the best of their abilities. Like how you said Shane has like great like pitches and ideas that are like could be like a one-off joke, or like Angela and Chance, like you guys have like such a great dynamic in conversation, and so like we found a way to utilize that like in the opening banters. Or like Tommy's a phenomenal writer and he's also being able to like showcase these really great characters in this format. Like this was a way, instead of sketches where they're just playing a role, where we could like utilize their strengths in one place and like give them a comedic voice and like an opportunity to kind of play and make comedy that they want to make.
Yeah, and we also and we also now this also allows for someone like Tommy to write his own bit, and then, you know, Angela writes her own bit.
Yep.
Everyone could contribute to their own bit, and then we put it together, and it's
Yeah.
What's really cool too is thinking about the fact that like so many bits or inside jokes or things that start on like a game stage of us playing Cards Against Humanity, or like a game, or like Pit, and then like something like Spud Hut comes out, or like something like Chance being like, I can jump over a car.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like a conversation. And then we could take that and we could put that on a different channel and make
Right.
it long form, which is kind of like the multiverse. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
even the title Bit City came from that werewolf episode.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny because it's just cool that it kind of unites the channels, but
Yes.
also separates them. Where
Yeah.
it's like there are little things that are conversationally so funny in other things, and you could see us maybe at some point walk away from that and be like, oh, let's build on that and let's try that and put it in there.
It almost feels like the other channels, in some sense, are inspiration for this
Yeah.
variety show, and then we take all those little inspirational moments and we just package it into one bigger piece.
Yeah.
Right.
What I also think is so cool is that this kind of feels to me, I don't know, like it serves as like a machine that you could pilot out other shows. Like we could try stuff, and if people like that in
Right.
this sandbox, we could do it again, and we could do it again, and then we could do it on its own form. But like what's so fun about the parameters of Bit Cities, you could just do a bunch of stuff and try it.
Yeah.
And then you get to hear the audience and go off of what they say.
Yeah. A lot of people right now are asking, like, is this all we're going to get on the main channel? Like, what's
Right.
going on? And
Yeah.
like, for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
exactly.
the hope is like if we see something that could be really great on its own, like you were saying, like then it could potentially spin off into its own show on the main channel.
Yeah, this is our chance to be experimental
Right.
and take risks and just have fun. And then if anything really sticks, new series or something.
And what's crazy is it to me just doesn't feel like one show. It feels like so many shows inside a show.
Yeah.
So people being like, is this all it's going to be? It's not just that set. There's so many parts of it. And yeah.
And there's like no rules. We have no idea where we're going in a good way. Like we're open to just trying whatever we think is fun.
Yeah, we are literally evolving with the audience. Like obviously we're making what we all like and having a good time, but the audience will help guide.
Right.
us. You know, if there's a bunch of comments about one segment, we're like, let's do more segments like that.
Exactly. Speaking of the audience, I think a lot of people right now are dying to know. There's a new phrase just dropped. Where's Ian and Anthony?
Where's Ian
That's
and
what they're
Anthony?
That's what they're commenting now.
On
what
main.
a phrase. I'm
City?
grabbing
They're like, where are
spaghetti
they
for this.
going?
What do they mean? Like we on the
announced
main
that we went
channel?
on break.
Yeah, we had a whole video, you dumb
Whoa, whoa.
where we went on our little vacation.
Yeah.
But now you're back and you're here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like,
I think specifically they want to know like the Ian and Anthony sketches. Like where can I see those two as a duo?
right. I mean, I think that Smosh is not that, and like Anthony and I like making content together, but that's not just what Smosh is, and we can't just like serve ourselves. So
I think it's really damaging if we're like, okay, company, it's about us. It's all about us now.
Yeah. So it's like we did those like Ian and Anthony sketches when Anthony came back, like largely as like a signal that like, you know, the spirit of Smosh is back.
It was kind of a celebration
Right.
of our roots.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
And I think now that we've done that, it's like I think the audience understands like, you know, what Smosh is, and we don't have to be so prescriptive with you know, like we have to do Ian and Anthony videos. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like
you're not only nostalgia content.
right.
Yeah, I don't want to do nostalgia. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. Like it's I mean like no, like look,
it works.
We'll lean into nostalgia obviously, but like I think to build an entire channel around nostalgia is a big no-no.
I feel like there's a very short timeline to that. And I feel like the 1 year that we spent doing that, celebrating our roots,
Yeah.
was good. But in that time also, like I was saying, I got a better understanding of the way that the inner workings of Smosh in general have been. And now I can see the potential of where it can grow, and seeing the so many talented cast and crew and so many people with these amazing ideas. Like it's just so clear that it can't just be Ian and Anthony make sketches on this channel. It needs to be a celebration of everyone's strengths, and not just on camera, but off camera as well. Like the art design and, you know, the set design, all that. Everyone here is amazing and very creative and very passionate. A lot of people here grew up as fans themselves when they were younger, and it's almost, I feel, holding them back by saying, okay, but this channel, it's all us.
Yeah.
Right.
And for a while it felt like it worked as like you said, a signal or a celebration of the history there, but it needs to evolve, and I feel like this is the perfect next step in the evolution.
Yeah, boy.
And it's evolving with you guys here. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
sure, it might look different, but it's like you guys are here. They're
Right.
here. They're in the room. They're all
You're in the room.
They're here.
Some of the
all-
episodes.
They're
You
in
guys
the
are right here. You have a podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've been on that channel, you know, since we were 18 years old. You know,
Damn.
or 17 actually.
17.
Yeah. So we're over twice that age now. And it's time to, I think, celebrate
That's so fair.
as YouTube continues to grow, the type of content that YouTube serves, and also the type of content that YouTube viewers like to consume is just entirely different than it was 19 years ago.
That's very fair.
So with this new show, Angela, is this the first ever show you've ever hosted?
Yes. I actually, you know,
Really?
yeah, I've because I'm like an actor primarily, and I think like comedian second. Or I just like I think I started doing comedy and sketch because I was a bored actor, and then that was like lots of improv and lots of sketch, but like hosting,
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience. To be honest, I was confused when you guys were like, we want you to be the host, and Chance is going to be like the guy that's on the side going like, no.
Yeah, like Andy Richter.
That's the opposite of our roles. 'Cause I was like, Chance, but then that's what's so
but that was
fun about the
intentional
idea.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, because Chance is, I mean, like he did the host as the reunions.
Right.
And I think like he has a very like, and we're back with blah, blah, blah. Him and Tommy's really good at that. Arasha's really good at that. And I think like me, Amanda, and there's other people that are like, just like, rah. You know, and that's why I was like, oh, it should be switched. And then that was your fun idea to just flip it on its head.
Yeah, it was actually Shane and Amanda's idea to have you as the host and Chance as like the Andy Richter. And like when we talked it through, it just like made so much sense to have like the chaotic one hosting.
I mean,
because never in the history of a show no.
You got this.
You got this, buddy.
Do you want a shrimp? It might bring it back.
I'm sitting next to you. Don't forget.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Dementia's starting young.
Because never has a show ever hired a host that couldn't read.
Oh my God! That's what you were cooking.
So right.
That's what you were cooking the whole time.
We need to talk about this because honestly, when we started filming it, I got really worried when they finally gave me like the important stuff of like, okay, now for members only, and I was like, okay, first of all, can't see the monitor.
You also did
Second
not
of all,
have your glasses on.
Dyslexic as hell.
Yeah.
And I was just like, uh-oh. This is the part, because I can for days riff and just talk and do this kind of stuff, but like being like
you're getting so close to stomping that spaghetti.
Being like,
hold on, keep going, keep
Thank
talking.
you. Being like,
are you cleaning it up right now?
What are you cleaning up?
The little
here
dribble.
forever, and I've been staring at it.
Dribble.
Being like, hello, Fresh. Like, I can't stay on script like that unless I'm like off book and memorized. Thanks.
Right. I think it's fine though, because like at a certain point,
Literally a yeet bucket right there.
right there, my guy.
So that's been interesting. I was like wanting to ask you how I did because the like personality part is so fun, and then especially when everyone's in the audience, like they're out there in the audience and we're giggling and it's fun to make everyone laugh and other people laugh and whatever. But doing the like, welcome back. This has been brought to you by
Yeah, I kind of want to know, did you feel a lot of pressure like on that first shoot? For example, you're like, I'm a host for the first time on this brand new show. It's on the main channel. Some people aren't used to seeing me on here.
Yeah, 100%.
How was that?
100%. I'm getting so nervous talking about it right now. I think it's hitting me now.
You started like sweating
tearing
and
at your neck.
I think it's actually all hitting me now on lunchtime.
Yeah, you're breaking down hives.
I think it's because it feels so like all of us. And it truly is so much of us. Like, we're really not at the desk for a lot of the show. We're at there, like, literally at the top and at the end. But, like, it's so much other things that I think it just didn't feel like a lot of pressure until this moment right now. When we're talking about the legacy of Smosh.
We also, for the pilot, like the whole company kind of sat in and watched.
Yeah,
it was like a moment where it was like, we're all walking to the stage. And then I'm like seeing all these people walking to the stage. And I was like, where's everyone going?
You know, in hindsight, I'm thinking about it because like the very first thing we shot in Bit City was that intro, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking like in hindsight, I was like, oh, we probably should have like warmed up with some other sketches.
Yeah, I think that intro is going to be.
Because I think like, did we reshoot the intro or no?
No, we're reshooting a different one for another reason.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I think like, yeah, like being like hosting a brand new show that has like no precedent, nothing to like look and say like, okay, I'll do something like that. Like, yeah, that's scary. Like, of course it's going to be like, it's going to feel weird because there's nothing to base your performance off of.
Totally. But I think like the creative, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that freedom is also, it's interesting because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
We based I think the creative too around this though, because it was like, hey, it shouldn't feel like an actual, like it feels to me a little bit like when you're like you go home and you see like a little girl wearing her mom's heels walking around.
Yeah.
trying to be like, look, I'm walking.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like the
Is that what
jacket's
you did?
big.
You put on your mom's heels and you said, look, look, I'm walking.
You've never done
She was
that?
2 years old, though. It was the
walking
first
here.
time she
Oh,
walked.
okay,
It was great.
I'm walking here. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
First time she walked was
first
in
time
her
she
mom's
walked.
heels.
That was actually her first words as well. It's baby. I'm walking here.
Taxi.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like it feels just like it's us. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like too much. And what you said about like not being able to pull from stuff, I do though get to see and get to just be a part of this company and watch everyone. I got to see like Courtney pivot from Eat It or Eat It to Culinary Crimes and be just the same person they are. You know what I mean? And just know our audience and be talking to our audience like they're our friends in the room and like we're all the same. The show's different and the rules are different, but it's the same people.
Right.
Same people behind the camera, same people in front of the camera, and it's just chill. So that's why I think it felt like very not a big deal until just now. But it's very fun and a blast.
Yeah, because you get to invent the style of it. You get to invent the way that you are perceived as a host.
Yeah, and we get to find it together. And I think like
Yeah.
in the first couple episodes, we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, and also I don't think there's any expectation to have it figured out in the first go.
Right.
So I think it'll be really interesting to see, Bit City episode 20
Yeah.
and how that show even looks, because like it might be like a very different show.
Right.
Like we don't know yet. Like I think, as of recording right now, the first episode hasn't come out. And so like we want to put it out there, see what everyone thinks about it, like see what bits, the audience likes, what they don't like, see what we even feel good about, and change the show as we see fit. So I think
Such a luxury.
we'll
Yeah.
probably change the host.
Yeah, that's f***ing awesome.
Ian really wants to be host now. No.
Yeah, I'm just dying to
With Ian in the audience, like,
like could have been me. It should have been me, damn it.
but no, I think it's a lot of people feel like the first episode of a new series is like that is what it is and it's what it's going to always be, and they're like, kind of agitated about like this is it, this is what it's going to be forever. But it's the I think the greatest part about it and in doing internet content in general, especially here at Smosh, is it's really just constant evolution.
100%.
Look
Even,
back
like,
at the first
pilot.
Try Not to Laugh, for
Right.
example.
Yeah.
Very true.
Or like even like the first episode of Friends is so weird.
Yeah.
Or Seinfeld.
really?
They're
Awkward.
so
Yeah.
weird. And you're like, who are these people?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, you find it, and then you
True.
lean into the best parts, and you
Right.
throw out the stuff that doesn't work, and
Like,
Right.
grow.
like the host.
Right. Yeah. So tell us what you really hate about it, and we might change it.
Like literally, we'll read
Ian
it.
just hates the host.
I'm gonna read it.
We're not changing the host.
Yeah, I think we'll change the host, and I think we'll keep Chance as Kamala Harris for every single episode.
For years and years to come.
Yeah.
No matter what happens.
Yes.
No matter what happens. So Angela, I know this must have given you a flashback to your home life growing up.
I guess.
What sort of food did your parents make a lot of Italian food at home?
Yeah, 100%. I think I sometimes I think I don't like pasta as much as I do, but it actually just brings me back to my like feeling like a kid. You know what I mean? Like meals that you had as a kid, I think spark joy not because of just the taste, but it brings you back to just like when you're a kid. And like my mom would always make like just pasta anytime I was sick.
What kind of when you were sick, she'd make
Yeah,
pasta.
she would make like
Not
buttered
soup?
noodles.
not
Buttered
soup?
noodles.
Not when you were healthy, just when you're sick.
Yeah, just when I'm sick and when I wasn't sick. But you know what I mean? Like when you eat like a nostalgic snack and you're
Right.
like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
brings me back," and it's actually not really
Not
good.
for me, because I had all shitty snacks growing up. Like,
I mean, the snacks when I grew up were crazy. Did you guys have the colored ketchup?
What?
Oh yeah, I tried it
ketchup,
like once.
ketchup was purple for like a
Wait,
We're
your
not
mom-
that different in age, and I have no idea what you're
I've tried.
your
that.
mom would let you get the colored ketchup.
Yes.
What are you guys talking
Spoiled.
about?
Only
Colored
child.
ketchup?
Only
Only
child.
corn syrup.
No, you weren't.
And there
an
was
only
green.
child.
It was
has a
green.
brother.
I had
Yeah, you have a brother.
And there
yeah.
was green too, right?
What
Yeah,
are you
there's
guys
green.
talking
Yeah,
That's
about?
gross.
Yes,
they
no,
made
it's-
colored ketchup
make-
for a while. It
yeah.
was not cool.
It was
I never
absolutely
experienced colored
disgusting.
ketchup.
Look,
It didn't taste any different, right?
Yeah, it was that.
your face went.
I feel robbed.
no, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know what those remind me of? What's it called? Goober grape or something like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was the
Yeah.
It was
The jelly?
It was the jelly and peanut butter swirl and the thing.
Oh.
So you make a PB&J from one jar.
I remember growing up, you used to complain about the peanut butter your mom had in the house.
Yeah, cause they wouldn't buy like the fun peanut butter.
The fun, the
So what's
crunchy.
the fun?
It would be
Crunchy?
like the natural peanut butter that's like unsalted.
Your parents seem so natural peanut butter coated.
Oh,
And
dude,
there was this much oil on top, and he was like, I
You'd
hate
always-
stirring it.
you'd
Yep.
always have to stir it and like, and it wouldn't taste great. And yeah, it was just like not salted. It wasn't Jiffy. Jif?
Jif.
It wasn't Jif.
Jiffy
It
Lube.
wasn't. It wasn't Jif.
Jiffy's the lube kind.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it just sucked, you know. Although I think nowadays when I have peanut butter on like an apple, I don't think it's salted.
I was gonna say you give that you still have boring
Yeah.
peanut butter, and you buy it by choice.
Yeah, I do now. I think when you make the choice yourself, it doesn't taste as bad. But when you're a kid, like you want the fun stuff, you want the really salty stuff, you want the really sugary stuff, and my fucking parents never gave it to me.
I was having like Yoplait with like M&Ms in it.
Come on,
wow.
Like
No, I know
yogurt
exactly the
with,
little
like,
mini M&Ms, right?
Yes,
yeah,
and-
yeah,
or
yeah.
like with Oreos in it and
Yep.
stuff.
It
You
come
guys
with the
were
little.
you were living nice.
It come with that little top.
Yes,
right?
and you
Oh,
would
I
dump
remember
it.
those. I remember
dump it.
those.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
had
those.
pure junk food growing up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have like weird foods growing up that your parents made you eat?
Oh, yeah.
Like meatloaf?
It's absolutely disgusting. Like, what do you mean weird foods? Like shrimp?
Like my dad was really obsessed with the bologna of like that man who brutally murdered his wife.
The bologna of the man
The
that
bologna of
brutally
the man who
murdered.
brutally
That
murdered
was the
his
name of the
wife?
brand?
Scott,
What
you
is
guys remember Scott Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
bologna brand named after him, and that was like huge.
It's called
in my
Scott
household.
Peterson's
Bologna.
bologna.
Scott
It's called
Peterson's
Scott
bologna.
Peterson bologna. I swear to God.
It's
and every,
It's to die for.
and every time we would eat it, my dad would like make a moment of like, I don't support. I don't think it's the same guy. It's definitely not the same guy. But my dad would
Yeah.
like talk about. My
He'd be
mom,
like, "Kids,
my
we're eating
mom,
this bologna,
my
but we
mom
don't
like
stand by
loved
him."
true crime, and so
Is
like
this
we
real?
would.
Did Scott Peterson really have a
Yes,
bologna?
I ate it. It's still in my household to this day.
Wait, is this true?
No,
There's a
just-
brand called Scott Pete.
I will literally go home. I will fly home and get this bologna. The bag literally
dad's
says
been
Scott.
lying. It
doesn't say Scott
no,
Peterson.
No,
It
it
says
literally
Scott
Pete. It says
don't
Scott
gaslight
Pete.
me. It
I don't
says
care.
Scott Peterson. I will call my dad. I will call
Oh,
It used to be called Scott
It used to be
Peterson.
and they
bologna.
changed the name
I
after
will
the
call
murderer.
my parents. I swear to God.
Fuck, I wanted you to be wrong so
Your
bad.
dad's like, I just like the art, not the artist.
Literally.
Yeah.
Remove the art from the artist.
I love
Bear
bologna.
bologna?
And it's no guys, it's actually I'm gonna bring it back for you because it's the best bologna
Yeah.
that I've not
It's
you.
disgusting.
It's the best
Yeah.
bologna you will have ever had.
I'll eat bear salami any
Well,
day.
I mean, like the murder bologna, we have the murder suicide chicken here
What?
in L.A.
What is that?
Zanku chicken.
Yes.
A chicken
The-
killed himself?
Well, no.
It was huge
The
murder in
guy,
Zanku.
one of the founders, is this.
so
It's a
confused.
this is a local.
So I'm imagining a depressed chicken.
By the way,
My hamster killed itself.
this is what? I'm sorry.
With what weapon?
Your hamster killed itself.
Just move on.
Your
Just move
pet
on.
committed suicide?
This
Well,
is
yeah,
how-
can you imagine being Erin's pet?
Okay, look, Erin.
Her
okay.
fish died in here too. But
Yeah, her
I
fish died.
actually have
She
killed a
the
lot of fish
here.
on accident.
And get this, Angela. Have you heard this? Erin would smash fireflies
As a kid?
as a kid. to
Everyone
look
does
at
it in the
their-
Midwest.
to
Grow
look-
up, move
to look
on.
at their glowing goo.
No.
She would
you could
smash
draw, you would like it. You would fuck with
fireflies.
this. You could draw with her goo.
You came from a place that had fireflies. Would you smash
Don't
them?
even.
Okay,
Don't even.
That's what I thought.
Is
You
the
know
goo
what?
their blood?
You know what? We're going back to the Midwest and we're gonna squish fireflies and draw
We're
with them.
not
And we're
gonna
gonna eat
squish
Scott
fireflies.
Peterson bologna.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely crazy.
This is Erin's dream day.
Just girly things. Smashing fireflies and eating bologna.
Ew! You have to take a shower, Erin.
It's the new hot. It's the new hot chip and lye.
Why do I have to take a shower?
I don't know. All of this is dirty. You have shrimp hands.
You're crying
Don't
right
say
now.
that.
your
People,
murder
people
bologna?
already comment on my things to shower. Do not say that.
I'm sorry. Actually, people are mean to her.
Have you heard what she does?
People are mean to her on this podcast specifically. Be nice, commenters. Say
She
nice
brought it on
things.
herself. All right. Let's
Anyway,
be
so
real.
did you guys have
You
any
love
like?
No,
Erin
let me
and
go
her
back to the
murder
murder.
bologna.
I have to mention the murder
Oh yes,
suicide
okay.
chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it murdered or was he?
Well,
Was it his choice?
So one of the
Face is right.
founders, I mean, it's not a fun story. So he found out he had terminal cancer.
Right.
So it's this guy. He basically they brought over their like chicken recipe from I think it was Lebanon, and it was a big hit in L.A. And he wanted to expand, so he expanded all these restaurants. He found out he had terminal cancer, and then he drove over to his mom's house and killed her and his aunt, and then himself.
And they call it the Zanku chicken.
I'm sorry. You find out you're gonna die, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
gonna live out these weird.
I feel like we've discovered something about the meat industry, and it's that there's a lot of murder going on.
Well, except Scott Peterson has nothing to do with the Scott Peterson bologna.
They're separate things.
They're two
don't know,
separate
though.
people.
Your dad told you that every time you ate the bologna, and
Don't
you
make the
still
vegans
connect.
That
speak
sounds
on
so
this.
similar to
I'm
how
sorry,
like,
I
had a friend.
I thought
who,
I thought it was onto something. I thought it was connecting dots. I thought I was like,
Well, they're
Yeah.
butcher. Okay, you know.
Do you also
don't need
think? Do you also think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows?
no.
Okay,
It doesn't.
just checking. So yeah, the Zanku chicken, it kind of hits.
It's so good.
You get it
Yeah.
a lot.
Have you heard
Yeah.
of the Lululemon murders? It's a whole.
What?
Really?
Yeah, there was like a huge murder in a Lululemon.
I also think
In a
it's,
Lululemon?
wait, like
you are
wait,
right.
just somebody was killed in a Lululemon.
No, it was like a coworker, right? And she killed her coworkers.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, I
Did
did
she-
hear about this.
It's a crazy story.
I did hear about
While on the
this.
clock.
I think it was after hours.
Oh,
Okay.
after hours. So
Yeah.
then the company's not liable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Was Zanku chicken liable? No, he owned it.
He owned like the
Bless you.
expansions, and then I think they went to like family or something. But man, you gotta really hate your mom to do that, I guess.
You really do.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
You ever have
Uh,
bologna and American cheese?
Yeah.
Just wrapped up into a little. Tube?
Oh, not wrapped up, but
Into
like
a
on a
tube?
sandwich. Yeah.
Oh no.
Have you guys ever had liver sausage? I used to eat that a lot as a kid too.
What?
It's
Liver sauce.
yeah.
Just like a sausage?
It's like meat, but like creamy.
Whose liver? What?
It's meat, but it's creamy. Oh, like a pate.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now you guys are in. Okay.
As long as it's meat but creamy.
Yeah, you had to take your weird Irish food, and we had to recontextualize it into French food.
I don't think
Sound
that's
good.
Irish. I don't think liver. I think that's German. Liver sausage.
That's
Uh-oh, here we go. Would you guys sit
They were
together
just-
at lunch?
well, we didn't
I
know
would
each.
sit next to you at lunch.
Yeah, we didn't. But we didn't know each other until 6th grade.
That's a lot of schooling. From
guess so.
6th grade
Yeah.
to 12th grade. That's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
school.
And then we
That's
sat.
so sweet.
Yeah.
6 years of that.
Hey,
You guys sat with each other for 6 years at lunch
Yeah.
every day.
7, I
think
guess.
so.
7.
I don't know why. That's so sweet.
But like we had other friends too.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
wasn't just us.
Yeah.
Okay.
did
We
you
were
sit with
cool.
people at lunch?
Yeah, I did. I think I was really embarrassed of my salami sandwiches. I would always have a salami sandwich.
Love salami.
Oh, wait. What was on the
It just kind of smelled.
Wait, what was on what else was on
I don't
there?
really remember. My mom would
Cheese?
make it.
Maybe like Swiss.
No, I think it was just salami and like mustard.
That's it.
Whoa. On what kind of bread?
I don't know.
Which
Was
put
it
in a little
was it
Ziploc bag.
wheat? Was it wheat or white?
I think it was wheat.
Yeah, bro. I'm totally with
sad.
you. It's tough, man.
It's tough.
It
It's
was a
tough.
life.
Because you can't go, hey, Mom, what's on the menu today? You can't be like, here's what I want. It's always, I don't know. It was always just like, you get what you fucking get.
Yeah, for me it was some kind of like meat, like a turkey or a salami, like a slice of cheese, and then yeah, maybe like a mustard or a mayo.
Yeah.
And then like a very small amount of mayo though, because that was, quote unquote unhealthy. So and it was on wheat bread, the most driest,
I like wheat.
flavorless wheat bread.
Wheat's good.
Okay.
Wheat's not bad.
You're like-
but
Come after
when you're a kid, you want the white bread.
also,
That's
yeah,
true, 'cause there's
Ian's
sugar.
parents would get the healthy or
Yeah.
worse version of everything possible.
Everything.
That makes sense.
Like even with
Sucks.
cereal and
I feel
stuff
like
like
you're
that.
still the same
Cereal
way.
was
Is that-
so
yeah.
boring.
Milk, you remember you were saying like they got skim
milk, non-fat milk.
You're such a skim milk kid.
Thanks.
And maybe a skim milk adult.
No.
What are you
No.
drinking?
What's up in there?
I mean, I think my go-to is like a full fat oat milk.
Oh,
Oh, that
full
makes sense.
fat.
You've been
the
in
really
LA for a
fat,
minute.
Like the really fatty oat milk.
This is how you rebel against your parents: is drinking fatty oat milk.
Basically, yeah.
Fatty
Cause yeah, I mean, like, well, I can't eat any kind of real bread anymore. But I mean, like, if I have to drink milk, I'll do like the regular milk.
No, you're not.
What?
You're drinking. You're just straight up drinking milk.
A cup of it?
He
That's
does,
the most-
He does drink a
Not-
cup.
That's
Not
the most
often.
middle-aged
Wait, can I
white
tell
dude
you guys-
thing you've ever done.
My friend,
I don't just drink cups of milk.
You literally just said
I
you were.
said if I am drinking, if I am
Well, that's
drinking,
totally out of the question for them ever.
Wait, I have to tell you guys something about milk.
Okay.
My best friend was dating this guy, and I thought it would actually.
she milked him.
Stop.
You just can't fucking help yourself, can you?
No,
You can't fucking help
I'm
yourself.
sorry.
Kidding. So she was dating him, and I actually thought they were a good match. And it was going well. They sleep together. She tells me it was incredible. It was awesome.
She did milk him.
Stop.
And then after they sleep together, he gets up,
No.
asks her if she wants water. She says yes. He gets water, comes back with a cup of water for her and a cup of milk for her.
No.
And she was done.
There's
I get it. 100%.
Stop.
It's not.
100%.
I feel like
It's
it's
not that weird.
I feel like it's
Yes,
not
it
that
is.
weird. But the part that's gross about it is the like milky film in your mouth.
Okay, but hold on. Think about after
Right.
sex milk.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
weird. After sex
you
milk
imagine-
is worse than any other kind of milk.
Imagine, guys, here's a gross picture. Imagine like working out really hard, going for a long run, coming back, cracking open a can of milk.
Can of
Ew,
milk?
milk in a can.
Can
bad.
of milk. Actually, I would rather drink milk out of a can than a carton. I feel like there's something about that carton that's just
I don't know if
That's
milk-
true. And the
when it would get soggy at the
yeah.
and it's
And
all
it, like,
warm and
sheds.
soggy on the
Wait,
outside.
does milk in a can even exist? That was
No.
It probably
bro.
exists somewhere.
I think,
If it
like,
doesn't, we should make it. There's a market.
That's the next marketing ploy.
Dude,
Why?
like boxed water. Like they
Yeah.
made boxed water. Why
It's the
can't we make
opposite.
canned milk?
Yeah. Would you drink milk after sex?
Yeah, would you?
He would, and he'd probably go.
He would. That's why he's
He would
lying.
drink it, and he'd go.
Oh.
Ew,
Yeah.
ew.
You know what I do? I would drink half the cup of milk and I put it on the nightstand and I leave it there for a couple days.
Ew.
This is just apparently this podcast is all just me just trying to disgust you guys.
Wait, does it actually bother you when someone goes, or is that just a meme?
That was a me. That was from. Was
that
that
from Black Mirror.
Oh, that was Black
episode.
Mirror. Yeah.
Is it
You
actually
people
an ick?
Actually,
That is an ick for me personally.
Yeah.
But like, who actually does that?
If it's every
single
time,
That's why it would be an ick. I'd
But
be
if it's
like,
just
what are
every
you
once in a
doing?
while, I think
Yeah.
it's kind of endearing.
But
Does
nobody ever does that.
Yeah. Does anyone actually ever go?
Not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like I might do it if I was like,
You just said no one does
super
it.
parched.
Or like
No,
after you
every
work
day.
out.
all right,
Yeah, like after you work out.
It-
Like
Do
you
you-
go.
all right, let's see.
Oh
Let's see
god,
what
we're gonna get. Are we gonna get this ASMR?
I already don't want to see it.
happens. Pretend this is milk.
Oh god.
I could throw up. Ian, this is why you didn't get invited to Paella night.
Hold on. Do you think you
here
can
we
hear
go.
me chug?
This is why you're not the host of Bit City.
That's fair. Do you think? Hold on. Do you think the microphone will pick up me chugging?
Are you putting the
Even
microphone
if it
on
does,
your
it's
neck?
not that
Shut the
cool.
Up.
I'm so glad my headphones died.
You look like one of those people that had to like have their throat opened up because they smoked too much and you're trying to like use the vocoder thing to like.
And they go, smoking can't say that.
Yeah, and they're smoking through the hole.
And there's those commercials, and they go, smoking can't say.
You know what's crazy? People that there's people in this you haven't seen that commercial, have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Where
I'm
the
not
guy
that
smokes-
young.
The guy smokes out of the hole.
Yes.
Dude, I feel like that was the craziest. Like, I think all the other smoking commercials not effective.
Well, all the other drug commercials just made kids want to do the drugs.
We should
Yeah.
rank them.
It was advertising, actually.
Oh, we should rank them.
We should go through them and rank them.
Oh,
We
anti-drug
should rank 'em.
commercial
That
ranking.
would be so good.
And
Bit
rank them
City?
by like
Bit City.
Bit City. We rank them
a
by
drug
like,
episode.
Yes, all about drugs, and we
and
rank
we
them.
like rank like good television commercial, or like, is this effective? Would this get you to stop?
we should
Yeah.
also,
Or would it-
we
is
should
it
also
effective at
put
getting you to
the
start?
Yeah.
we should also put the Smosh anti-drug video in there as well.
Oh my god.
There was a one where man, it was bad. They used makeup to take all the Smosh cast.
that was right
and
before
be like,
I left.
I've heard
Smosh.
about this.
and
I've
be
actually,
like,
yes.
yeah, like
That was the
like-
reason I left Smosh.
Wait, this is a
Keith-
crazy video.
I don't remember what they made Keith, but I hope it wasn't crack.
Was it?
Did they put Noah on meth makeup?
The
Yeah,
makeup is crazy.
The makeup
this
is
video.
ridiculous.
I got to see pics.
And it was like a branded video, right?
Yeah, it was paid for by
The anti-drug administration.
like whatever kind of
Oh,
anti-drug
we did an anti-smoking rap.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Gotta find someone close to you.
Yeah, I don't remember the
21 things you'd rather do.
21 things I'd
Dude,
rather do.
That video slaps. Hey,
Yeah.
ho, we gotta go and find 21 things
I'd rather do.
Someone gives you tobacco. You were-
Something and say no. I don't
Like
know.
that, yeah.
It was great.
Wow.
And we all talk about 21 things we'd rather do than smoke.
And then I
Cut
started
off our hair with an aluminum can.
and then I started smoking weed after that.
Get a massage.
Wow. So it didn't work.
Yeah, we started doing heavy drugs after that.
You were doing heavy weed
Well,
after.
I did heavy drugs in order to get in the mindset to write it,
Yeah.
and then it just
Right. It
kept
just became a
going.
But that was
lifestyle.
probably like one of the funniest videos to make, honestly. Like us sitting there
Wow.
and trying to come up with like the stupidest shit.
We had these characters that we would play where we were supposed to be us in high school, and it was just an excuse for us to do the dumbest jokes. And all the rhymes were all rhymes that were forced that didn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Wait, was it what is about the shark?
I don't know.
It was like, get bit by a shark. Get dressed in the dork.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my
all really
God.
Why
bad.
didn't you just say dark?
I think we
say
did say
dark
dark
right.
in that one, but we said rather dough instead of rather do.
I noticed. Yeah.
And
What a
these
choice.
rhymes were slapping. Oh,
Wow.
Ian's pulling it
This
up.
is why you guys are the kings of YouTube.
Yeah, this is why we need
There was
another
no one that did it better.
We
Oh,
need another anti-smoking commercial.
I remember there was a part that
Classic
they made
Ian
us
pulling up
not
a video
include.
on his
during a
phone.
video.
We gotta go and tell you 21 things we'd rather do. Yo,
In your outfit.
use tobacco. We'd rather eat a banana with the peel on. Only wear socks and walk on a wet lawn. Have my 16th birthday on Christmas.
Christmas.
Shower in Sears.
Chip. That's actually
Nothing rhymes.
Chip.
Didn't
Yeah, they wouldn't let me say the original line.
go to the moon to die or something?
No,
like
no,
that?
there was a line where I said,
Oh, a sad white guy.
sad. I said sad white guy, and they said we can't bring race into this, and we're like,
Yeah.
Wow.
sad lonely guy.
If this video gets 2 likes, would you revive these characters on Bit City?
Those costumes, please. Those costumes are really iconic, to be honest.
Maybe.
Those costumes are incredible.
Maybe just a bit with the worst rap ever.
Yeah, because it was really fun to make like really bad rap.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very funny. Get dressed in the dark. Like repeating
because we
the.
didn't have enough syllables. Because we couldn't just say get dressed in the dark.
Yeah, get
So
dressed
just
in the dark.
I just like saying everything wrong on purpose.
Scuba dive with some sharks.
It's so
Just
bad.
in the dark.
Saying, an aluminum can.
Yeah, because it's just funnier to say that than aluminum.
Oh, it's because I was like, that's too many.
Your mind.
Aluminum.
Oh
Your
yeah,
mind.
'cause, like,
Aluminum.
aluminum can. Dude, we were
Wow.
losing our minds, man. How did we get there? Oh yeah, drugs.
So yeah, I started heavy weed usage after that.
Yeah, we
the
started-
smoking.
Dude,
Really
I
messed me
started
up.
just injecting tobacco into my veins after
You
that.
started chewing.
I chewed it and I put it into a syringe and
And you're still
probably
doing
can't
it to
talk
this
about-
day.
I have a
Probably
friend.
can't talk about this on.
You think? Do you have a friend? I have a friend that has the patch in her. Like,
Oh,
has
Zen.
So
the-
she's a zinner.
what's that?
It's
It's
like
a
the new. It's
tobacco
instead of
pouch.
vaping. That's what kids are doing these days.
So what? So it's just that's all it is. It's
It's
just
like
like
a
Yeah.
tobacco
It's-
direct
yeah.
stream.
It's
It's like
not
chew,
tobacco.
but
It's
different.
nicotine.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's direct nicotine to your blood.
but it's like a little sticker.
It's a
like,
pouch.
Yeah.
It's a pouch.
It's like
where?
a little tiny tea bag.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny tea bag just floating in your f***ing mouth.
No, you
Yeah,
put
like
it between
chew.
your gum and your.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I feel like I shouldn't be explaining how to do Zen.
yeah.
I feel like
Just
it's
call it
not
an
good.
anti-drug commercial. It's,
What do
Oh,
you think
yeah.
is cringier, Zyn or vaping?
Oh, vaping for sure. Well,
well, whatever
Well,
this other
vaping-
thing is, I feel like you could do in private, in secret.
yeah,
Why
vaping
can't
looks
people
really
just smoke
stupid.
cigarettes? Like, why do they have to vape or Zyn?
Because you can't
What?
smoke cigarettes inside a building.
Yeah, because then you could do it during algebra.
Wait, you
That's
said
so
why,
true.
Wait, you
I
said why
just
don't
learned what
people
it
just
was.
smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other bad
Yeah.
stuff in a cigarette.
Oh, I didn't know. I've never smoked a cigarette. So
That's good. Don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like cigarettes. I feel like for some reason my feed is just full of like
Dude, I saw that.
cigarette memes.
What?
Like
you just looking at his feed?
I
he
think I
posted
You
shared-
guys look
yeah.
at your feed
I-
together.
I shared it to my close friends. Maybe that's why you didn't see
Yeah,
it.
because I saw it. Oof. This is you
Wow.
finding out you're not.
I don't want to be on there. He's probably drinking like milk and shit.
Yeah, he posts close friends.
I should just start doing
It's
that.
him going, and he has a
That's-
milk mustache. He goes,
That's actually rude to your friends.
Yeah. First, I think Gen Z and probably Alpha are probably going to undo all the work that we did to get rid of smoking cigarettes.
The work you did.
Yeah,
Ian
you
did
too
it.
specifically.
We did
Yeah,
it.
we made that video.
Yeah, we made that video.
It made so many people
That's so
stop.
true.
We saved lives.
Do you guys remove people on your close friends and add them, and depending on what you're doing?
I just can't be bothered, man.
Have you ever done something? This is crazy. Have you ever posted something on close friends for someone to see?
100%.
Only had that one person on close friends.
One time in my life, I have.
Diabolical.
One
I have
time in
not.
my
It's
life.
diabolical, man.
It's super messed up.
What did
It's
you do it
super
for? Can you
messy.
say?
No.
Yeah. I've
Wow.
done it before too, and I wouldn't say. It's so messy.
I've done it for a few people, but not one person.
I'm just gonna start doing it to Aaron.
I will
just you
unalive
drinking
Be
myself.
drinking milk. I'm gonna do that.
So
Erin's the
I'm
only
gonna
one,
do
and
that.
you can see when she views it.
Wait, we got milk
I'm gonna
here.
start going mad.
We got milk in this office. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Every time I walk by your desk, I'm just gonna be like,
I will quit. I will quit.
and I'm gonna go,
She cannot quit. She cannot quit. Do not go.
That's my last straw. That
That's
will
your
be my
13th
last
reason.
straw. That's
last
my
straw is
13th
a
reason.
good pun on this whole
That's so
situation.
true.
There you go.
So
Oh my God! For you to open Ian's close friends,
It's him drinking
milk,
milk.
and then you would know that's
I would
just
cry.
for you.
I
what if
think
I
would
suck
cry.
it through like a translucent like curly straw? So you see the milk come up and go,
Especially when it's a little yellowish.
and then into my mouth.
This is so disgusting.
What if I waterfall it like a Gatorade commercial?
wow, there's a lot of ways you can drink milk.
I'm trying to think of something
This
more
could be a
disgusting
segment
than
on
milk.
Bit City. It's just
What if I-
Ian drinking milk.
Ian drinks. It's,
It feels
whenever
very
people get tired of the
lunchtime.
chance jumps a car bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Ian drinks milk.
Ew. I hate it.
Hate it, and
I
I
hate
hate that
that.
it would do well.
I
hate
feel like
that.
though we could very easily sneak it in somewhere, like every episode in either like a sketch or a segment. You just take a sip of milk at
Yeah.
some point.
Oh, he like just
happens.
walks by the camera,
Yeah.
sips, and
Or like
walks
he's in the
out.
background of a sketch just drinking
Yeah.
milk.
Oh,
We're
every
all-
episode is
we're
like
all
find
talk-
Where's Waldo. It's
Yes, it's like find Ian drinking milk. Oh my God, we forgot to do our thing. The whole episode.
like, what thing?
We're gonna do a bit.
Did
We
you
were
have a
gonna we had
bit?
an epic prank plan.
What was your
We
bit?
actually had a couple like that were.
We-
pitching
There's
back
still
and forth.
time.
No, there's not.
There's
we
not.
were gonna keep saying the word pigeon until
just
you
different
guys
ways.
noticed. Yeah.
Pigeon! Pigeon!
Such an asshole.
Epic prank.
No, we were gonna like say it in different ways, and like you were gonna slowly realize like why are they using
I
this
just
word?
feel like we're pigeonholed in this area.
Yeah.
and like I was standing there like a pigeon. And,
And the other day, I was going to my
kinda
friend's
wish
house
you
and a
would've done
pigeon
that.
shat on me. Yeah, it
think I
could
would've
have been
figured it-
so great.
I was like, I love this shirt. It has like all these little pigeons on it, and you would slowly be like thinking of a pigeon.
yeah,
That's true. I think I would have figured it out after like five.
yeah.
5 pigeons.
We'll never know. Sorry we let you down.
Oof.
I can't tell if you've double knotted your shoelaces or
What
like
is-
what is
yeah,
what
what
is
is
that?
that?
What is
That
that
looks like
doing?
Isn't
That's
good
cute.
podcast content.
That's
We're talking
cute.
about a knot.
Yeah, but it's like it's so loose.
It's
It's so
a
loose, but
second-
it hasn't come undone.
For the person
Like,
driving.
was that
listening to this,
intentional?
pull over.
Pull over. Pull up the video
Pull
real quick.
over and time
There we
code
go.
this.
Wait, is this triple knotted?
This is a double knot. That's a
Okay,
double knot.
hold on. Did you guys know? Take a selfie.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Did you guys know that like when you like do like this and then you or something like you go around? Do you go clockwise or counter?
Get to the point.
Do you go
Okay,
You go
so if you're
clockwise
just
or
now
counterclockwise?
chiming in, we're talking about how we tie our shoes.
because I found out that like if I go because this is a fashion tip, all right? I found out that if I go clockwise around, then the laces fall to the side of the
yes,
shoe.
that's a bow. Yeah. Like I learned this. I was doing bows for my friend's birthday, and she wanted a certain type of bow.
Yeah.
And depending on the way you turn the ribbon, the bow sits different. It will either be like two lousy like rabbit ears or like two beautiful buns.
Yeah. And so like the way that we were all taught how to tie shoes was to go counterclockwise. So like I'll just have to do it.
We have to pull this clip.
I gotta
this
say-
clip is gonna go absolutely
I gotta
so
say,
you do- so you
I'm
do the
really
first-
surprised Ian isn't a Velcro shoe guy.
So you do the first shut
That's
the
so embarrassing.
so you do the first nut, right? And then you have that, right?
Yeah.
And so normally we were taught to go this way.
Under, yeah.
Counterclockwise.
That's what I
But
do.
if you go
it's also
this-
just easier.
It's easier.
This is
but if you
crazy.
Go, but see, like, watch this.
Yeah.
So I do that. That's the regular one,
100%.
and it's like
See that? Yeah.
It looks
exactly.
like it looks like
mine.
shit.
And that's what. Yes.
yeah.
100%.
Now watch and learn, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I
This
learned
way.
already. I know.
Now you go this way. I'm talking to him
Yes. Yeah.
because he doesn't know any better. Go that way,
Look how good that looks.
and it falls along the sides.
Wow, classy.
So I learned that was like a legitimate fashion tip that I learned, and it changed my life. It is harder. It is a little harder, but I figure the more I do it, the more I'll get used to it.
Whoa,
we should do
you're
a
very talented.
podcast just about
Yeah.
like tying.
Anytime
shoes.
anyone says anything, you just say, "Do you know how to tie your shoes?" Because I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
Dude, that's
Put them
epic.
in their place.
Look, bad, good.
Exactly.
Weird.
True artist, failure.
Yeah.
Although I think laces either way look so dumb. Like
Velcro guy.
I wish I.
We got something great for you.
Yeah. I just like they like there's no way to like truly like I just wish like this just didn't exist, you know?
You can
I feel
tuck
like we've
it.
spent enough time on tying our shoes. Personally.
You can tuck them.
I don't know. It's like a, you know, an everyday
You
part
can
of my life.
tuck
You can tuck them if you want, big
But
guy.
like tucking is like, you know.
I'm dying.
Go ahead and tuck it,
Erin's
big guy.
struggling.
We've got a few minutes left.
Okay.
I think it's time we answer some questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Thank you for sharing that. That was, I think that
It
was
wasn't
really
lightning,
great.
and I think that
I think it's probably the most educational thing we'll ever share.
we taught people not to smoke and how to tie their shoes, all in one podcast.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're welcome.
That's true. But we did
Yeah.
talk a lot about murder and suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry this is going to cut down really small.
This is a 12-minute episode.
Do you guys want to sing your little jingle?
Funny YouTube questions. Funny YouTube questions.
Oh, I forgot about the arm. It's okay.
Oh,
Next
isn't
time.
that cute? They do
That's
that every
really
episode.
Yeah.
So you do it.
You guys are like when you see two dogs do stuff together, and it makes it instantly cuter because there's two of them.
Like when there's two Frenchies, like when there's two
Yes.
French bulldogs.
And you're like, that dog by itself, not that cute.
and one's a little
Put it
smaller.
next to another one, it's so adorable.
Yeah.
And that's why we're a duo. Only cute together.
Oh, they did the
No,
thing.
no.
They did the thing that's on the shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. At Galopera, what were you irrationally afraid of as a child?
Rationally afraid of?
Irrationally.
Irrationally.
Okay.
Sorry, I might have spoke.
I think it's kind of a funny. What were you rationally afraid of?
You're like, damn, that was very rational of you.
That makes sense. I'm scared of monsters. Those are scary. I was so scared. Okay, so rationally it makes sense why I was scared of this.
Okay.
But irrationally it doesn't make sense. I was really scared of like fire detectors. What is it? Smoke detectors?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because for some, like I was, as a kid, I was really scared of fire. And I would see those, and for some reason, I was like, oh my God, any second now it's going to tell me that it's fire. And then I was so scared of heating lamps at restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I was like a kid, like a, like,
Yeah.
like a lamp, like a,
Yeah.
what is it? Yeah.
Like over buffets.
and
Yeah.
you would see like a little bit of flames, and I would be
Yeah.
like, fire! Fire! I was
Yeah.
really
There
was
scared.
flames?
No, but you see like red, right? You see
Yes.
like
And heat
like
lamps?
purple. yeah,
Have you seen a
like
heat lamp?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
like outside like a CPK. You see like
Yeah.
a ton of them.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
Right.
there's,
Oh,
like-
I know what you're talking
And
about.
I would be so scared.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that those make sense to me.
Yeah.
What about you two?
What I was afraid of was like in the beginning of like if you're like it's like the new class or whatever, and you have to go around and say something about yourself.
I hate that to this day still.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrifying.
That's true.
What
Any
would you
public
say?
speaking stuff.
Heart beating so fast.
What
just
would your
trying
fun
to-
fact be?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
knowing
even
that knowing that I'm gonna have to go do
Heart
like
beating
present.
so fast.
Yeah.
That was also horrifying, knowing that you're gonna have to go in the front of the class and present your project, but not knowing what order it was. So
Yes.
every time you're like, it's gonna be me next. And
Or
then-
popcorn reading. Did you ever have to do popcorn reading? I've talked
Yeah.
about that on the channel.
Reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like popcorn Anthony, and you're like, where are we in the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the
Yeah.
concept of nothingness.
As a child, Anthony?
Yeah.
Child?
Like,
Really?
I was
Yeah.
imagining if nothing exists, how does that happen? How can
Big
nothing,
brain stuff for a
How
6-year-old
can
over
nothing
here.
happen?
That's fair.
It's scary.
That's just a
If
lot.
I asked my kid what are you thinking about, and they said the concept of nothingness, I would lose my mind.
The concept of nothingness.
No, I would just like try to imagine if everything were removed.
The endless
Yeah, that is
void.
scary.
The endless void.
That was the most Anthony answer.
You know, the concept of nothing.
I was afraid of Michael Jackson. Thank you for asking. Next question.
Let's unpack that. No, let's not.
Everything from this episode's gonna be cut out.
It was the nose, wasn't it?
It was like a lot of. It was like just him.
The dancing.
Oh
too,
my
I
God,
feel
it's
like
kinda
his character.
scary.
I was also so scared of my principal, but not in a way that like I thought he was good. Like I just thought he was going to kill me.
Oh, what?
I'm sure it's happened.
I just like had a moment where I just like always thought
We
he
should
was gonna
circle
murder
back
me.
on him. We
Yeah.
should see like what he's been up to,
He probably killed someone.
Yeah,
and he can get a baloney.
you're bringing it always back. To
I was
the-
scared of
Sorry.
authority in general.
Yeah,
Just like being talked to with a stern voice as a child. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
gross.
scary stuff.
now
Yeah.
it's fun.
At Bethany Carlisle 7204, what is your favorite thing to eat at Buco de Beppo? Also, love you guys.
Dude, their antipasti salad.
Yes, that's my favorite
Oh
thing.
My God, why is it so good?
I can't believe you brought that up because when we were eating at the dinner at VidCon, I felt like
gobbled-
I kept asking for more and no
Yeah.
one was going ham on it.
I gobbled plates of that.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
so good.
I don't think I ate it.
Did you
I think it has more calories than I think like a pasta. Like that dressing is sugar.
The dressing, and then it's like full of like salami and other stuff. I don't even know how they made it that tasty, but it is
I'm a
good.
slut for a good chopped salad.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like really good like meats and cheeses and like some like veggies and yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about you? Favorite thing at Buca de Beppo, Anthony?
The water's pretty great.
Can you even
Broccoli,
eat anything there?
I don't think there's a single vegan thing there.
Sangria?
Yeah, the alcohol
True.
is pretty good.
Did that become a tradition before or post?
No, you were always vegan.
No, I wasn't.
No, I mean,
right out of the womb.
no, I mean like for the whole extent of us going to Buca de Beppo.
Yeah.
I think you've always
Yeah, because I've been vegan for 11 years. Yeah.
So they've always just said F you and deal with it.
Sure. Usually I just don't go
Yeah,
because
what
I'm
do
like,
we
I don't
That's
need
so
anything
fair.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you just not go?
I just didn't really generally go, yeah. Sometimes I would
Yeah.
go and just sit there.
I mean, what an
Yeah.
I go for the
awful
vibes,
place
not the
to be a
food.
vegan at.
I feel like the
Truly.
only reason you want to be there is to eat the food, not for the
Oh.
vibes.
No, the
What were you gonna
vibes
say,
are
the
great.
I said I go for the vibes.
You go
not
for the vibes?
Yeah, it's a total vibe.
To
Is
be
it
with
a
all my
restaurant.
besties.
It's a vibes-based restaurant.
I think it's
Yeah.
the people though, not
Right.
the vibes of the
Yes.
I love you saying you go for the vibes. Meanwhile, any picture of you at Buca is like in the back.
This time I was
vibing.
really high.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Oh.
But the vibes are usually fun.
No, it's it's
Yeah.
It is playful, fun vibe.
And it's like,
about
and it's
family.
kitschy,
Yeah.
and like I feel like when we get like the private room,
Right.
Yeah.
like separate from like other people.
I didn't realize anyone was going to Buca outside of when we all go together, personally.
right?
Yeah, I actually think I was talking to Amanda about this. We talk about like when we're on a trip together and we're like, oh, like be safe, guys, go in groups, and we're talking about just like safety protocols. I was like, we should talk about Buca and safety in terms of how sick we all get. Don't you
Oh,
get
true.
sick?
After like that night when we eat it.
We
No.
all eat so
No.
much,
We eat
so
so
fast
much
So much
food.
alcohol
because
too.
of the vibes, and
Yeah.
no one's well.
well,
No.
I was fine.
Really?
Maybe he's
Yeah.
just been doing it longer.
Well, you got to chug
But I
milk
also
a little
didn't-
bit. And you have a stomach.
I guess I
Okay.
also didn't eat the pasta.
And you're drinking straight milk. I
But
can't
also-
like
but
have that
also-
much dairy.
Yeah, you're
I didn't
avoiding
drink
the
any milk. I didn't drink
Got
any
it.
milk.
He's pissed. But you drink milk all the time.
No,
All the time.
I have not bought milk in a long time.
Oat
I
milk,
did,
on the other
I did go over to my friend's house, and he did have a giant glass thing of milk,
a carafe.
and it was like this cream top milk, so there's this
What?
giant layer of fat on the top, and when I poured it, chunks of this fat would chunks of the cream would drop into what I had, and so that was gross. But then I dropped it into the coffee, and it's like, okay, I guess it's not that bad because it just melts into the coffee. But
That like
I got
sucked.
goosebumps because it was so gross to me.
Yeah,
I never
that
had
was
that
awful.
happen.
That like sucked the air.
You don't
out
have
of
to
the room
share
in such a profound
certain
way.
things.
Yeah.
sorry, I just wanted to gross you guys out about milk some more.
Yeah, and you did.
But I have not bought a carton of milk in a very long time.
like
Okay.
I love the vibes at Buca. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm at my friend's house, and they're just drinking clean
kernels?
thing of fat.
Yeah, it was cream
Okay.
on the top.
It wasn't
but, like,
curdled fat.
It was not. Yeah, no, it was cream.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Okay,
we
last
can cut that
question.
out.
Last question comes from Axel Go Buzz. What is the strangest or funniest experience you've had with a crab?
With a crab?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I have an answer for this.
Do you really?
You would.
Yeah. So, actually, this made me, when I was really young, I was scared of the ocean because we went to the ocean and the water washed up. And when the water receded, there was a crab right next to my foot. And it scared the hell out of me because it then made me think like, oh, there's just crabs everywhere in the
Right.
ocean.
Yeah.
And they're just going to pinch my ass. So, so yeah, I was afraid of the ocean for a while because of that.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's my crab story, guys.
Yeah, I'm
have
trying to
any
think of a
crab stories.
I think of one crab story, Angela.
They're so common.
One crab
I have like
story.
lobster
But we
stories,
do have
but that's different.
You could also have a crabs story.
Whoa. I do not have that.
There was that time
Yet.
we were in Hawaii. What? You said yet?
She said, yeah.
Oh. I was like, do we have any crab stories? We were in Hawaii. There weren't any crabs there, though. We were just sitting in the shore, getting the water. You remember that? We were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's like
We
you're
were
at
like
the beach.
17.
Oh, you
But
guys
there's
went
no-
to
but there's no
Hawaii
crabs.
together?
There were no crabs,
Yeah.
so it's not even relevant.
Yeah, my
Two French bulldogs walking around
One red
Hawaii.
and one smaller.
my dad had to go to an accounting conference.
It was right
they have
after our high
accounting
school
conferences
graduation.
in
I guess so.
Hawaii?
I bet bitches get laid there. Sorry, that was so stupid.
I'm kind of intrigued now to date an accountant if they're going to places like Hawaii.
All right. So they invited me to come along.
You
It was
should
right after.
date an accountant. You need like a
My DMs
like
are
a
open
stable.
if you're an accountant who travels.
You need like a stable, resposible person.
Ew.
Oh my God, accountants. Slide in.
Ew.
Accountant,
Stable
slide into my DMs,
responsibility.
please.
No, it would be good for you.
True, they could help me with my money, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spend it all on bologna and crop tops.
True.
and shrimp.
Yeah.
Shrimp
Good
platters.
purchases. What's your crab story? Finish it.
He didn't have a crab story. He
It's-
just he
there's
just
no
brought up when
crab.
we went to
I think
Hawaii.
we need to get crab stories then.
Yeah, I think this was a challenge from this.
I'm going to
person.
talk to production and see what we can do.
Yeah.
You don't have a crab story?
I have a lobster story.
Hermit crabs
Close enough.
are crabs too.
When I was, this is my first memory. When I was 2, I was chased by a kid with lobsters in Ireland. That's not that funny.
Oh my God. That was your first memory ever?
Yeah, it's like the earliest one I have.
And the kid had a lobster in his hand?
We had a lobster because we were in Ireland.
I didn't know there was.
And you, we,
That's just the thing.
I didn't know lobsters were.
when I go to Ireland, we because my grandma lives on an island, we catch lobsters and then we like cook them. So I forgot.
I
to
didn't
Are
know-
lobsters crabs?
No, that's why I'm like I
No.
don't have a crab
They're
story.
crustaceans.
And we love crustaceans here on Smosh. On Smosh, at Smosh.
I didn't know Ireland had lobsters. When I was in
What?
Scotland,
There's an
they
ocean.
had langoustines.
I don't know what that
What's
is.
that?
It's kind of like a lobster.
Is it a crustacean?
Yeah, it's like a small lobster.
Would any of so we
Tasty.
we had this hermit crab in this tank that was in like elementary school class.
Yeah.
And each student would get the opportunity to take it home and take care of it for like a day or two.
She did.
Can we do that here, please?
And I had so
please,
much fun
dads?
with that
Can we
little
get hermit
hermit
crabs?
Really?
Because yeah, there would be different crab shells, and it would sometimes come out of its shell and go into another shell. It was so cute.
Also, this is why you guys shouldn't take shells from the ocean because hermit crabs need those shits. So don't take shells from the
I've
ocean.
never heard that
guys.
before. That's actually really good. Can you buy us one of those?
Yeah, just for the office
Because
hermit
we
Don't give it
crab.
to
also,
Erin.
but we
Don't let
also,
Erin
but
touch
we
it.
can rotate it, and we were looking for like
Erin would be like,
a
"The
mascot
crab
for Bit
committed
City that was a
suicide."
crustacean.
Crab
It
killed
could be a hermit
itself.
crab.
Can you buy us a hermit crab for Bit City?
Yeah, it can be the mascot.
I don't
We already
know.
have a country
I don't
shrimp.
know. I
But
don't know.
We need to
Just
expand
buy
on our
us shrimp.
crustaceans.
Probably too
Whoa,
much responsibility.
wouldn't that be crazy if we got a hermit crab that went inside a high heel shaped shell?
Guys, we're not going to do this.
Guys,
This is a-
comment on Ian and
no.
Anthony's posts for months
No.
and tell them to get us hermit crabs.
No, we're not.
Buy
Also,
us
we're
a
getting the
crab.
wrap-up
Guys,
time.
we're
We
not
gotta
getting
go.
a company animal
Why?
because you're going to make it kill itself.
No.
That's its choice. Their body, their choice.
Because you're gonna make it. Kill it.
itself.
You guys, this was the best spaghetti I've ever had. And
Yeah, I
that's-
can tell
and
because
that's a
you
lie.
totally finished
Yeah.
it.
Guys, don't forget about the shrimp before we
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
Definitely not eating that now.
Anyone?
Wow.
Well, thank you so much, Angela.
Yeah.
so much. I genuinely
you.
had a great time.
I
well.
had a very fun time. I laughed a lot. I made
cried
I
a
made fun of
lot.
Erin.
What else? Is
Oh, I feel like I kind of joined them.
It's okay. You do that too. That's why we're
Okay.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I joined you with them too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was fun.
It's because
Yeah.
she didn't want to lose her hosting spot on Bit City to Ian, who's
Yeah.
just going to drink
Right.
milk
Right.
Yeah.
And we can't have
the
that.
whole time.
Yeah.
Fierce
So
competitor.
thank you so much. If you guys haven't seen Bit City yet, go check it out. It's
Go check
fun. We're going to be doing a new episode every other Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun time. Stay tuned for the wacky, wild craziness that we're going to bring to the show.
Should
As it
we tease the
continues
next
to evolve.
episode?
Yeah, episode 2.
You two are in it, and something very fun happens.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was in the audience for when these two did something, and it was the funniest thing. It was the hardest you two have made me laugh. And I was dying.
It was one of your best performances I've ever seen.
Pretty chaotic.
It's like so. I wish it was in the pilot episode
I
because
know.
it's
It's that
so
good.
fucking good. You guys are
Yeah.
locked into each other and the audience, and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Stay tuned.
We're can we just say what we're playing?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We're playing ourselves
From like 2008.
in 2008 when we were the #1 most subscribed channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they eat.
And you really know why that was the peak.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
take off. It's
Now we
literally
know
like
why.
taking
So
a cheetah
natural
out
for
of a cage and going, run. And you guys just go.
Oh man,
Run.
it gets crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'll
Yeah,
say. That's all
That's
I'll
all
say.
I'll
for now.
say.
Tune
Yeah.
in.
Tune in next Friday.
Go get some milk.
Bye. Chug
Bye.
that milk.
Don't.
Chug that milk. Chug that milk.